Welcome back. Okay, we've done quite a bit, and I thought what I'd do other than food, I am a nutritionist, so what I thought I would do other than food is talk about some other things that are important for health. So I went to the University of Colorado in Boulder back in 1980 and 1981, and I had an incredible lecturer by the name of Professor Van Gerven, and he taught me anthropology. It was anthropology where I realized that as a human species, we did certain things in order to survive. Food was one of them, and I've been talking to you about food. But there were other things that I learned that were important for survival. And in actual fact, because of what I learned in anthropology, sorry, I just knocked it. I became a nutritionist. But before I became a nutritionist, I took 2 months off and I went traveling with a backpack on my back, no vehicle, around Colorado, Utah, and Arizona. And I hiked through all the hiking trails, learnt a Western land management course, and really understood what it was like to be human as maybe even a hunter-gatherer. You know, I had a few more things than the hunter-gatherer had, but basically that. One of the things that you learn when you're out there is that you always see the sunrise. So you wake with the sun and you virtually go to sleep when the sun sets. Often we would have a fire, so we would have a low light. At night we would have a fire, but we'd all be in bed by 8:30. And as a 19, 20-year-old, actually I was 20 and I turned 21 while I was doing it, I learned the value of going to bed early and getting up early. So even though I don't live that lifestyle, and I don't say that lifestyle, but I don't live out in the Rockies of Colorado anymore, I live in an urban situation, and being with COVID-19 and with being restricted, I still am trying to keep my lifestyle so that my evolutionary body knows exactly what it should be doing in order to be healthy, or give it the ingredients it needs to be healthy. So I'm up early. I'm up around, sometimes it's 4 a.m., but more likely as the crack of dawn is happening. My body just wakes naturally. So I get up and I usually have a drink of water with maybe a bit of apple cider vinegar. Sometimes I just drink water. I then do a bit of a stretch and I watch that sun rise. I have tried to get into meditation, but it's not my best and my easiest thing to do. But if you like meditating, this is the time to do it. I watch the sunrise. I make my eyes see that sun come up. If it's cloudy, I don't, but you know, I do face east, so I'm really lucky. So I allow my eyes to see that, or my skin to feel it, because the reason that I know this, and we know it through science, is it stops the production of melatonin, which is your sleeping healing hormone, and it increases the serotonin and dopamine that you will need in order to be happy and have fun and enjoy life. I then get on my bike, and I'm still very fortunate that I can get on my bike, and I go to my local coffee shop. And at this point in time when I'm recording this, I'm able to go to my coffee shop, get a takeaway, and I go to the park. And I actually do a crossword. It's just something I love to do. I also meet a friend there, only one friend, and we have a discussion of ideas. So we don't discuss events, we don't discuss people, we don't gossip, but we have ideas. What did you do yesterday? How did you do it? What did you learn yesterday? So we try and keep everything as positive as we can. I'm also very fortunate to live on the ocean. So I go for a swim with my friend. We're always 1.5 meters apart, but I go for a swim with my friend because I don't want to swim out there alone. I swim in the ocean. So we swim along, walk back, and then I ride home, and I prepare my breakfast, my lunches, and my snacks for the day, either ready to work at home or ready to go to work. I find it really important to make sure that my feet touch the ground and not with shoes on. So if you have some grass, go out and let your feet touch the grass. I don't know your situation. You might be saying, I don't have grass anywhere near me. Well, just take your shoes off and get as close to that ground as you possibly can. Now, whether that grounding is on grass or rock, because rocks work, or desert, if you're out in the desert. If you're in the city, try and find some grass somewhere to put your feet on. But what's happening is that there is a movement of atoms between the planet and you. And as hunter-gatherers, we always were people that had no shoes on. And so it's important to fake that you are a hunter-gatherer and that you are out there and your feet are on the ground. I actually don't put shoes on until I have to go to work. I don't wear them to the beach. I don't wear them around the house. I try and ground as much as I possibly can and get outside. So once I've done my work for the day, and for people that aren't working through the day, then maybe make a connection with a friend via one of the apps. Do an education program. So we have the Nutrition Academy. We're teaching the Incredible Edible Garden at the moment. We've got the Introduction to Nutrition, and we have a 12-month nutrition course. And there's not just us around. There may be another interest that you have that you want to do. Go and find a course that you can do. There are free courses online. I believe the University of Tasmania does this incredible free course on dementia. So look around for what you can do to educate yourself and make this a university degree that you can do, or a diploma, or a semester, or a subject. You know, anything that you want to do, try and do these types of things. I also recommend that get either on YouTube and start looking at information videos as opposed to getting on Netflix and maybe smashing through 6 seasons of I don't know what's out there. But you know, Gaia is a really good one. I'm doing these YouTube videos, but they're only, 5-10 minutes, but I have lots of videos. I have What's with Wheat. You could go and watch What's with Wheat one of those days and become educated about wheat, and then go down the rabbit hole and learn about Roundup and glyphosate, and then, do something with your council and tell them you're not happy with this. So maybe become an advocate for that. Become an advocate for stopping 5G in your area. Like Mullumbimby in Byron Shire has just done this. So this might be something that you could put your hand to if you're not working from home and you're home, or you have lost your job. Maybe become an advocate. Don't waste this time. Get out in the garden. Get some cuttings from somebody. Do your cuttings. Go and buy some food that's got seeds in it. Those watermelons, forget them that have no seeds. Find a watermelon with seeds. Throw them in your garden and see what happens. It's incredible what pops up. I've thrown some pumpkin seeds in my garden, only because I couldn't take all my garden waste up to my farm. So I kind of threw them in the garden. I went away and it rained and sun shined and rained, and I came home and I had this huge pumpkin plant that had taken over my lawn, and I had pumpkins. So that was really exciting. These are things that you can consider. Put your hands in soil. Because there's microbes in there. Those microbes will help your microbiome, which will then help your health. So eating well, seeing the sun, moving, doing what you can do to educate your brain, keeping your brain alert. Keep 1.5 meters away from your fridge and pantry. Once you have prepared all your meals, then let's do social distancing from the pantry and the fridge. And even Netflix. Do really big social distancing from Netflix, unless you're watching a really good documentary. That's okay. So then at night, what do we do at night? So I go visit my daughters because between our family members, we either are on the farm or we're in each other's places. That's our social life. So I might go visit my daughters, have a cup of tea with them, and then I'll come home. And my husband and I will make a beautiful dinner. And then we'll sit down. He loves to read. I'm an audio girl. I really love audio. So I have Audible books. I will read as well, but I spend so much time on my screen at work, and I'm always researching that I want someone to tell me something. And so I get on the audio. So I either do an audio book or a good podcast. So there's some great podcasts around at the moment. I'm really enjoying, I just listened to the latest Rich Roll and Zach Bush. I've also I listen to Cultured Wellness. I listen to Pete Evans. I sometimes listen to my own podcast. Or I'll listen to interviews that I've done in the past that I need information from. What else do I listen to? Somebody might have sent me a YouTube. I'll watch that. I usually listen to it, I don't watch it. And then I actually do a puzzle, either a jigsaw puzzle or something that keeps my brain not only active while I'm listening to the audio, but it's also active that I don't have to concentrate on it that much that I can't understand what's happening on the audio. By then, I get to 8:30 and I am ready for bed. And so I usually have a shower. I do a essential oil, moisturize with usually my inchi oil or a coconut oil. So I'll do a very light one of those, rub that down, get into my pajamas and hop into bed. And by then I'm ready for sleep. If I'm not too tired, I'll do a meditation, but I'm even fine that, boom, I'm gone. And then I'm up again the next morning. If I wait through the night and I might feel a little bit anxious about something, and I had that the other night and I haven't had that for a very, very long time, then I'll put a meditation on. And at the moment, I'm listening to Dr. Brian Weiss. I'm really loving his meditations. He starts with incredible calm down. So he basically calms your whole body and your whole mind down, and then he puts these wonderful suggestions in. And by the time he's finished, I'm gone. I'm back to sleep again. Okay, so I hope that's helped. So the things that you need to do is connect, ground, move, have some sunshine in your life, watch the sunrise, get to bed early, eat nourishing foods. And by then you're exhausted and you're ready for bed, so all good. Okay, everybody, I hope that's given you some valuable information. I'm drinking my tea that I talked about quite a few episodes ago. So if you missed that episode, go back and watch how I make tea from my garden. And I am going to do one with weeds. But just make sure you know what your weeds are and they're not poisons. Anyway, I'll make sure of all that. All right, guys. Lovely chatting with you. Bye.